Hi, my name is Navya Devaseti, and this is my video reflection for HDFS Personal Finance Assignment number 3. This is the project where we interviewed a financial professional to get some advice on personal finance. I interviewed Mary Kimball she's a financial aid officer in the Office of Financial Aid here at Michigan State University. Here is her card. And here is her signature saying that she worked with me and I was in her office. So to begin with, the decision criteria that I took to decide to interview Mary Kimball was one, I called over asking the financial aid office who has the most experience in the department and who was willing to talk to me about student loan repayment and personal finance advice in general. And I knew that she knew a lot of MSU's policies on the way tuition works and the way student repayment plans work. Also, the second part was the fact that she had 38 years experience in working just for Michigan State University's financial aid office, but she also had a couple years before that working for a different university's financial aid office. So she's had a lot of accumulated financial aid years of experience. And 3, I also trust that Michigan State University hires people to give sound advice to when it comes to students especially, because that's where most of their money is generated from. So the overview of the financial professional that I interviewed, like I mentioned before, her name is Mary Kimball. Her current job is financial aid officer at the Office of Financial Aid. Her primary responsibilities are to help students afford a college education and 2, to help parents help their students afford a financial education. And she is available to talk to students about how to pay for tuition, the loans to take out, the repayment plans, and anything that has to do with the financial aspect of a student being here at Michigan State University. Her educational background is a BA from Western Michigan University in Education, and she's worked in the financial aid office of another community college and then 38 years at Michigan State. She basically went where there was a job because the time that she was looking for a job, they weren't looking for education majors, so that's how she got into the profession. And then she likes to help people budget income to afford to pay for education. And that's what she primarily focuses on, budgeting incomes for students. 3 biggest personal finance mistakes that she sees in her profession is 1, not having realistic resources. Students have the ability to go to Lansing Community College but choose to go to Michigan State University even though they know realistically they can pay for LCC but not MSU. They also, 2, they don't budget for the things that they need and confuse what they need with what they want. And 3, she sees this in student repayment, was where students come to her with questions before even going to the website, which is she's mentioned the website before. It's www.nslds.ed.gov, and she says to go there first, review the types of repayment plans there are, and then come to them with any questions. But students usually skip the first step. And 3 takeaways that she has is pretty much similar to the mistakes that she sees. Is 1, knowing how to budget, so taking personal finance. 2, knowing the difference between wants and needs. If you can afford to go to LCC but can't afford to come to Michigan State University, then you should do that. She suggests that students do 2 years of undergraduate at a community college and then come to get their graduate degree from Michigan State University. I also talked to her a lot about student repayment plans, and like a lot of other students, I did the same mistake where I didn't really research it before, but I wanted to talk to her. But she taught me a lot about lenders and servicers and how to have an open communication, because sometimes she's mentioned that you don't get to pick a servicer, therefore sometimes they might not be acting in your best interest, so you have to watch out and make sure that you are persistent, and if you're mistreated by the servicer, to take action, because she's seen a lot of those cases. I learned a lot. I learned that you have to do research before talking to a financial aid officer, because going there with questions that you can find answers to on a website isn't really the smartest thing, and it's a waste of their time. I also learned to do a little bit more research about student loan repayment before, and to learn about tuition. But two things that I took away from talking to Mary Kimball was the fact that I didn't really understand how she was an education major but became a financial aid officer. I thought that was really interesting, but I guess that goes to show that if you really want something, you can go and get it, and it doesn't have to do with anything that you've done before. And two, I didn't know if she was very ready to help, because even if I do go on this website, I'm not sure I'll understand all these repayment plans. I know there's a repayment plan that has to do with your income, when you graduate, or can get a job, and other repayment plans, and I was kind of hoping she would sit there, go through the repayment plans with me, look at my tuition, look at the loans that I've taken out, and then help me be there to decide, because I feel like if I go to decipher all that, I wouldn't understand it exactly. So it was my assumption that I didn't know if she was ready to help, but she was very kind. She did tell me if I had any questions to go and reach out to her. So I did enjoy doing this because I learned a lot about financial aid here at Michigan State University, some of the repayment plans that there are, and how to do your research before you go and talk to a financial aid officer. And I really liked it. Thank you so much.